obviously Tom Brady, future Hall of Fame quarterback, but when you guys have played quarterbacks at that upper echelon, you seem to struggle in coverage. Why do you think that is?
Tom Brady today, he knows where to go with the ball. I think, we in certain situations, we just got to know, where the hole is and, stay in that. I think, we had the right game plan to come out and, play with them. And, we just, the first thing I said this week is, we need to, get after the ball and get takeaways and be in the right spots. And, when we're not and they're clicking, it's hard to beat him when he's on in a game.
As a special teams guy and captain, how much does it hurt it when you guys have mistakes in that department?
Yeah, I think, special teams, it's kind of like, the O-line, nobody notices unless you're making mistakes. I think, you can obviously, have, if you have touchdown returns or, big returns in a game, it's more noticed. But, yeah, every guy, that's how, I found a job in this league. A lot of guys on this team, that's how you find a job in this league, guys across the league. And so you want to go out there and give it your all, and obviously, certain plays here and there, just didn't go our way today.
Alex, we talk about the journey. How do you come back?
Yeah, I love every guy in that room. I knew I was going to be here, before obviously the staff and everything that changed and all that stuff. And I think, we really came together. I think obviously, the core guys, those, core captains and leaders were guys that were here, and we knew with everything that was going to be new, we had to build. And it was, it wasn't just going to click week one. We weren't just going to, I guess week one it did click, but week 2, 3, it wasn't just we weren't going to be a 17-0 team. We had to, build every week, learn each other from the top down, and so we were able to do that. And I think it's a group of guys that, truly believe in each other. I'm sure you guys felt it around the building and in the media. We believed we were going to come down here and win this football game. And I think that's huge for an organization that's going in the right direction. I think a lot of people counted us out, starting in August. Not a lot of people thought we'd be sitting here, playing here, today. Everyone figured we'd probably be out when we were 2-5. We weren't going to, come back. We kept saying we believe in each other. We continue to say we believe in each other. I know every guy in that locker room still believes in each other. I think, obviously everything's going to be different, and you never know where guys are going to be, but I know, everyone in that locker room respects each other, loves each other, and loves how we were able to kind of quiet everything else besides, the guys in that locker room and, build together and, be a playoff football team. Just continue to, mold and mesh together. Obviously, you want to, keep the pieces together and, just build. And, obviously we'll see over the next few weeks and months, what those pieces are. And, once this team does, it's just continuing to, find that groove. I think we found it, November, December, and just to continue to, push that. Everyone remember the feeling that we have right now and, take that in the offseason and work as hard as you can and, just make yourself a better player first, and then you'll make the team a better team.
Nick's message, Alex? Obviously, it's difficult. No one's happy. But what was his message to you guys after?
What I said, that the locker room stayed together. We believed in each other. It wasn't the outcome we wanted. Everybody knows that. It wasn't the way we wanted to start the game. It wasn't the way, we wanted anything to happen. But the way, we felt about each other, through the 19 weeks of this season and before that, just how much we respected and believed in each other, and everyone bought in. It wasn't there was no finger pointing at any point. I think, no matter how bad, people tried to pull us apart. And I think that was his messages. Obviously today wasn't what we wanted it to be like, but, overall the journey, where we are, it's where you want to be going as a football team.
On defense, after the fumble punt, so you guys have had them on the 3 and out. It's 17-0, then the fumble punt. What did that do, I guess, for the defense at that point when you had to come back on the field?
We go over it all the time. Ignore it. You got to ignore those external factors. It's not the defense on the field. It's we give up plays too. I think when it is, whether it's special teams or the offense, we know that it's our turn to change that momentum. Pick it back up, bring this team back, and that was kind of. We knew we had to do that today, and you want to get turnovers in that situation. You want to kind of, match one for one, and, we weren't able to do that. But I think with that group, we're excited. to go back out. It's on us. It's no different than, you give up a big player over the top, we, jog back down and, get back. And we're still in, obviously not great field position from where we were, but, they're not, in the red zone yet. So we still have an opportunity to force a punt, push them back and get the ball back to the offense.
What was holding the offense back?
It was really just little things that we did. The first drive, we had a wrong call on a play. There was a little bit of miscommunication throughout some people. It was loud in there. Not everybody was on the same page. And, it's disappointing because we could have had some big plays early on. Great play calls that, as players, we didn't execute as good as we should have.
What play was the wrong call and what happened?
There was one it was the first third down. We had a power sweep to the left, and we got a Y call where I was going down, and I should have been arcing for the blitzer. And, they kind of got a good defensive call into the play. If we would have blocked it correctly, it could have been a really big run by Jalen. But like I said, we just didn't have everybody on the right guys.
Has it been a while since we've had some of those issues like that?
No, not really. Here and there you have it, but I think it was just one that, it was loud in there. They brought a blitz into our run, and, for everybody to see that is tough. You just wish you can have a few of those plays back.
Down, do you think some guys started pressing or not?
No, I don't think so. Anytime you're down 14 or more, it's tough to stay to your game plan, stick to everything, because you do need to start getting chunk plays. You do need to get down there. But no, I don't think anybody was pressing too hard. We just kind of all stuck together, fought till the very end, and that's something that I'm very proud of that this team did.
Was there more of an emphasis to get out on a quick start? Was that sort of pressed during the week because you are playing an explosive offense and maybe the margin of error is small?
Yeah, obviously you want to get to a fast start every game. We stalled out, and you don't want to do that, especially not in the playoffs against one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
You've been through the playoffs 3 times, and obviously didn't make Super Bowl. How do you handle a letdown like this going into the offseason, and what do you do to kind of get your mind right and reflect on it?
It's tough. We started this thing back in July, and the journey that this team did, the amount of stuff that we went through, handled adversity, connected. It was a great year. It was a ton of fun. We had a great group. So anytime it ends just like that, it's tough. But it definitely is going to fuel me for this off season. I'm ready to get back to work and just be better next year. I think we got a great team, a great foundation. We got some young pieces, and I'm really excited to just get back to that grind, and I can't wait for next year to play with these guys again.
After playing this season with Jalen Hurts, what are some of your big takeaways about him?
Just the amount of passion he has for the game, the winner that he is. Having him back there, it never feels like you're out of a game. When we were down, it didn't matter. He came out there just like he did every other time, did his job, and he's a winner, that's for sure.
What was that like? Been able to run against pretty much everybody. What were they doing today that slowed things down?
Like I said, they got off to a lead, and then, I think we had some good runs. It was just something that was going to be tough to sustain with what the score was, with what we needed to get done.
What was the atmosphere like in the fourth quarter when you guys are down 31-0, but you're still going out there? What was it like in the huddle?
When you're down like that, the biggest thing is you just got to keep fighting. To lose a game 31-15 or whatever it is feels a lot better than losing it 30-0. That's just the fight that we have in this team. We're never going to give up. You've seen some crazy things happen in this league where, it doesn't matter what the score is, how much time's left on the clock, anything can happen. And, we believe that. We still believed up until there was 0 seconds left on the clock that we had a shot to win the game.
What's the passing game? The passing game in particular, what does that need to do to take the next step?
We just need to continue to grow. I think that I think we came a long ways this year from the start of the season until where we ended up. I think we grew a lot, but, it's just being able to find the open guys when they're open. And, as the people that are catching the ball, we have to be able to make plays that aren't always perfectly easy, and we can't leave anything out there.
One more for Dallas. Emotionally, what is it like in that locker room right now? You guys going through
It's tough. Like I said earlier, you put so much into a season. You have such high goals, high expectations. Not a person in that locker room had the belief that we were going to come into this game and this was going to be the last game of the season. So when it happened like that, it's hard. You put so much into it, and then it's just over like that. So it's just something that, just everybody in the locker room is just talking to each other, telling us how much you appreciate each other. And then, just saying we're going to be back and we got to get better. And that's ultimately all we can do.
3 possessions in a row, you forced them to kick a field goal, and then you had 2 3-and-outs, and then they got a short field after the muff. What was the attitude of the defense going back out there on the field?
Get it done. At the end of the day, all we could do is control what we can control. And so our approach, our mindset was the same as it was that previous series, is get a stop, prevent them from scoring. And I think, obviously we failed to do that. I think I gave that touchdown up on that play. But, yeah, man, I think when you look at it, we just have to start fast. That was something that we've struggled with the past few games, and we've been able to overcome that. But when you face a team like Tampa, Super Bowl winning a team, and Tom Brady, you have to start fast, and every possession matters. And allowing them to start off, up 14 is hard to combat. And so I think that's just one thing, looking back on it without even looking at the film, I would say, we just need to start a lot faster than we did. Yeah, I think overall, we missed our goals, and this obviously hurts. Any loss, we wanted our season to continue on into the Super Bowl. That's what we played this game for. But there's a lot of positives to take away from this season. Being on the team last year, only having 4 wins, to coming back now and battling strong, man. The season was a roller coaster. It was ups and downs. We could have chosen a different way and, just tanked it and only won 2 games, right? We were at a point where we were 2-5, but that's credit to the players that we have here who continue to believe in one another and said that, man, like, our season isn't going to go this way. We're going to turn it around. That's what we did, and allowed us to be in the position that we were in today. It's unfortunate that we lost, but there's a lot that you can hang your head on and walk away from this game with your head held high.
Look at your record this season. There's a clear discrepancy between the way you guys played against playoff teams and non-playoff teams. How do you make up that gap?
Just have to learn from these sorts of games. And like I said, especially when you get into the playoffs, every possession matters. How you start, every single call, technique. It's the little things that make the difference. And, that's what you saw here today. I'm sure a lot of us, including myself, man, would like to have a lot of plays back that ultimately, affected the game. So I think we just look at this, build on it, and like I told the guys after, man, embrace this moment. Remember this feeling. Because, we'll be back. And so I think that's what we just have to do, learn from it, and look forward to next season.
When you were addressing the team, you mentioned that you don't know who's going to be here, who's going to be back. I'm wondering how much you've been thinking about that kind of person, about what you're going to be.
Yeah, that's real. The seats change every single year. My future here is unknown. And so this is not how I wanted it to end, if this is the last time for me. But at the end of the day, man, I'm proud of my guys, proud of what we've overcome this year and what we were able to do with this team. And so we just were appreciative of the moment and really cherishing the moment, because this team will never be the same again. But I like how we fought. And I love those guys for continuing to fight all the way up until then.
Do you have any personal worries on how many more years you want to play in the NFL?
No, not at all. Just always grateful to have a job and just looking forward to next year, going into this off season, attack it as I always do, get better, work on a lot of things, and I'm just happy that I was able to make it out this season healthy. I think that's a huge step for me.
What were some of the things they were doing to take away the running game, specifically the read option with Jalen?
Just move in the front, edge pressure, disguising the coverages. They did a good job.
You were on the other side of the last game. Was it similar to what they did in that game, or did they change up on that version?
Yeah, I feel like they respected our run game and put together a good game plan to effectively stop us. So, yeah.
Jordan, did you feel any pressing out there? Obviously, Tampa's so explosive, and when they score, I think 3 times in the first 4 possessions, do you feel any pressing on the offensive side of the ball?
Do we feel any pressure? Pressing.
Yeah, saying we got to get things going.
Yeah, of course. It's terrible when you can't get the ball going and can't get any points on the board, and Tom Brady's out there just putting in touchdowns, and of course you get that feeling that you just want to, you keep reiterating, next play, come on, we've got to get the points on the board, and it was frustrating, and trying to execute the plays and keep reading the defenses that they were putting out there. And so of course there was a lot of pressing of trying to be positive and trying to get the ball out there, trying to move the ball. But we just need to be better on execution.
I saw you standing there while Jalen was talking. What were you thinking? Listening to him.
Can you say that again?
Sorry,
You're right.
I saw you standing there while Jalen was talking. What were you thinking while listening to him?
Breaks my heart. I mean, you see my QB to solely take responsibility and say that it's on him. It's not. It's on me. It's on every play that I messed up as well, not giving him enough time. Breaks my heart seeing him up here try to take the blame for everything. It's not true. Now, I know there were a couple plays there where I should have blocked longer, and it broke my heart just seeing him up here talking to you guys and saying that he needs to be better, and we all need to be better, but I don't know, just.
One of Jason Kelsey's message to the team was last week about not letting the moment get to you or doing something outside your comfort zone. Did you feel like there were moments your first time being here that maybe you or other people you saw maybe were doing that in this situation because of worse mistakes?
To be really honest, I don't think the moment got too big for me. It just stuck to the same process that got me here, and making sure that I did my routines the same and not let the situation take control of me. As for anybody else or everybody else, I don't really know. I was just really focused on my job as an offensive lineman, making sure that the 5-wheel drive that I told you guys about is clicking, and that's all I was worried about.
What do you think will be your lasting memory of this season,
Jordan? Probably the foundation that we've built with Coach Sirianni. I think he's a great and phenomenal coach that we all bought into his process, his fundamentals, and his roots analogy. Everybody ripped him, but we trusted in him and we invested ourselves, and we got to the playoffs, and I think my biggest takeaway probably be just that everything that we built. We're such a young team, and I'm not using that as an excuse because that's crap, but we're a young team with a young coach, and this is only the beginning. We're going to look back at this film and we're going to learn from it. We're going to make the corrections and carry that chip on the shoulder till next year.
Going back to Jalen, we saw him in the booth right now. What did you notice over the last month about how he handled that situation?
that's the thing. I don't even know he's injured. Like, you know, I was caught by surprise seeing him in the boot. I didn't know he was hurt. He's such a tough player, and just perseverance, man. He's all about the grit, you know, the will to win. That's him as a person. That's him as a player. And you know that caught me by surprise. I didn't even know he was hurt or playing hurt. I mean, all of us were. You know, so kudos to my QB.
Jordan, we hear the way you talk about Jalen. This is not the first time you've talked about him like this. What is it about him that draws you to him so much, that makes you care about him so much?
It's everything. Everything you want in a player. The will to win, the accountability that he takes. I mean, you guys see it. He sat here and was honest with you guys with what areas he needs to be better at. And I see that. I want to follow that dude. I know that dude wants to win. I know that dude wants to fix his mistakes. That's all I ask. That's all they ask of us. When I see my captain doing that, when I see my QB doing that, I want to do the same thing. You know, it's infectious for me. And that's the culture we're trying to build around here. Hold yourself at the highest accountability and keep pressing on and learn from your mistakes.